Bill, welcome to Timelines, episode 258. You are back.
Thanks. Glad to be here. I haven't seen you for a while, so this should be fun.
Yeah, we don't live very far from each other. You're just up the river. I'm down the river a few miles.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, at least we have water in the river now. We didn't have any for about 5 years.
The Truckee River is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's always been a beautiful river, but the last couple of years have been a little light on water and fishing. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to really grab the listener's attention right now. So tell me something that will grab the listener's attention today.
Well, I discovered a way to beat the high frequency traders in the trading market with the help of a friend who used to be a floor trader. And it's a pretty simple secret because it doesn't show up what's going on. The high frequency traders do about 35,000 trades in 0.3 of a second. And you can't ever see that in any of the indicators, but I've found a way to bypass them.
Very good. So folks, today we're going to be talking with Bill. And if you want to find out about his lifestyle and all the things he's done from the Navy to being successful, building Amway like in 71, which is amazing, and still getting money today, and all the different ventures you've been in, go back and listen to episode 15. But now we're going to focus on what you've been working at the last couple of years. We've been actually working on this for about 20, 30 years. You've been in this business. But the world of trading is constantly somewhat changing, isn't it? In this high frequency change.
But you just have to stay on top of it and read everything you can find and put it together.
So what is high frequency trading and what is going on? I know a lot of people are making money, and it's not generally the person at home making the money. Like you said, it's only 10 or 15% of people actually make money.
The high frequency traders live in New York, just microseconds away from the market. They have supercomputers. They have algorithms to trade with, so they know everything you think you know. And their system automatically takes trades. We found in that short period of time that 35,000 trades happen in 0.3 of a second. Well, you can't compete with that. You can't go long, short. And all they're trying to do is take 1/4 of a point out of the market with those trades.
Yeah, so that's tough. Simple. I mean, I obviously have to say I've invested my entire life, but the only time I made any money was buying stock and selling covered options.
Yeah,
I'm not a trader.
One way to do it. I mean, the secret I discovered, I'll just tell your audience, is that if you have a trend on your market. Now, I trade on tick charts that measures the number of traders trading. So even though the high frequency trader does that many trades, he counts as one. So if you have 100 tick bar, that means 100 traders traded at that particular time. And that bar shows you the high and low during that period of time. Well, if you have a trend going up or going down, and in the middle you get what's called a doji signal by candlesticks, that's where the open price and the close price are the same. It's like a little cross. That was a high frequency trade. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't affect the trend. It doesn't affect anything, but it just shows you somebody's really interested in trading that market.
Okay. So trading the market, how much money can you make or lose trading the market at home?
Well, when I started, before I wrote my course, I lost 50 grand on a silver trade over Y2K. I mean, I thought the world was going to come to an end. All my engineering friends were running to Eastern Oregon, building bunkers and all that stuff. But I owned a bar in Australia from my venture capital business. And I turned the TV on, and the bridge and everything else was lit up like a Roman candle. And I thought, I was on the wrong side of the market, and there was nothing I could do. Yeah. So my wife said, okay, figure out how to make some money with this, or go get a job where you're going to get a dead watch and a gold turkey when you retire. And so I was not going to go get a job. So that's how I got started.
So you've been doing it ever since those around Y2Ks when you really got heavily into studying.
Yeah, I started trading in 1993. I got a trading program from my radio station partner. And he said, I keep losing money with this. Maybe you can figure it out. And I thought, well, look, I'm a smart guy, but this can't be rocket science. It turned out to be a lot more than rocket science. It turned out to be a lot more mental and money management than anything else.
So what people like to know on timelines, a lot of them are entrepreneurs, but they want to know, how did you create this business or program? Because really what you have is you have an online business that's been around for a long time. And your
Yeah,
primary
we got
product was
online in 1993 with my first website. I was teaching an MBA class in entrepreneurial finance. And I took my notes and put it up on a website because I got tired of doing the rest of the stuff, chasing money for guys and all the stuff. I give them $500,000, they blow through it in a week, and so I need some more. But I put a website up and offered 7 venture capital reports for $9.95. I sold $4,500 the first week. And I said, I like this. And so I sold all my other brick and mortar business. I was invested in 12 of them and just went online permanently.
and ever since you've been online. Wow. And you've seen a lot of change too.
Well, yeah, I mean, now everything's switched over to WordPress. I spent the last 4 months changing my website to WordPress, and that was a exercise. I mean, I started out programming my own website venture plan in HTML, and I had to do all the tricks that WordPress does now. And I was a real expert in that for a while, and then the whole market changed, and I had to switch over to WordPress, and now I'm getting better at that.
Yeah, I spent the last 2 years working on WordPress. In fact, we have one of the top WordPress shows called WP Tonic. It's been rated as high as 2 on iTunes for a period of time. So I do like WordPress. It can really take a lot of time, but it does amazing things, and you can get very stable based on your platform. So what do you find with WordPress? What do you find are the challenges switching from HTML, which you understand and know, into WordPress?
Well, you get all these plugins, and you never know who's doing what to whom and which are the best or the worst or whatever, which ones are going to crash your site, which ones are going to slow things down, whatever. And so it's a lot of trial and error. I mean, you can try to follow people that tell you do this, this, and this, but I've found out some of those there's a rock in the road in a couple of those approaches. So I just do them and test them and see what happens.
Yeah, I think everyone needs some DIY, but you also need some basic training. One of the really basic courses I always recommend, it's one of our affiliates, is WP 101 to start to learn how to do the basics of WordPress.
Good. It really is good. That's basically where I started. And then I got confused because I had so many plugins and so many things floating around. And then I couldn't figure out, even how to change a page and put it back up. It was just,
well, once you get down and understand it and go within WordPress, you can go so many different directions. There's themes, there's child themes, there's basically foundations. There's all sorts of different elements. I actually use Genesis, which is a framework to build child themes onto, and I've actually built my own child theme. So that's what I go. It's a very specialized area. I think 12% of WordPress uses Genesis, but very stable. Now we learn the plugins, and you build from there. Hey, your WordPress site is gorgeous. We're going to show that at the break. But I understand that you brought in an expert to work with you for a couple of months who has a online cookie business.
Right. Bart'sCookies.com.
He makes very good.
Well, I met him 7 or 8 years ago up here at Rayleigh's at the grocery store, and he was showing me his cookies, and he was giving them to the bakers. But then he was building all these WordPress sites and all kinds of stuff like that. And he is really an expert in both of those areas. He would wipe Mrs. Fields out if he had a store.
Well, he makes pretty good money. He's making money now. He's building a business.
Yeah, 6 figures on cookies sold over the internet.
I'm going to have to interview him one of these days.
Mom to work cooking the cookies.
So where does he live?
He lives in North Carolina, but he flew out here to help me with the website because he wanted to become a trader. So I said, well, I'll trade you, I'll teach you how to trade, and you help me with the website. So he came in, he stayed for a day, and then 2 days, and then a week, and 2 weeks, and finally a month. He finally left for LA. Well,
you've got a nice place to stay. You're on the river, and it's gorgeous. It must be gorgeous with all that water down there, and it's a great place to work. We've got, if I remember though, you only had AT&T internet. You need that you need that cable-based 60 MIPS.
Right. Yeah, I had AT&T. I'd change it if I could. They find ways to keep charging me more every month for doing nothing. So
that's that's the only throwback where you live, a beautiful place, but you don't have that 60 MIP cable connection.
Well,
Hey,
I lived in Hawaii for 35 years, and people say, "Why in the world did you move to Reno?" Said, "Here was my birthday. I went skiing in the morning. I played golf in midday. I went fishing in the evening, and then I went out to a Las Vegas type show and a buffet in the evening. And I pay no personal or capital, business income tax to the state. So I'm not sure what you don't understand about
and
that."
I've got the perfect real estate broker, and Karen Conrad, 775-527-7021 to help you buy that house here in Reno. How was that for a commercial inline? Hey, Bill, with that, we're going to
That's
go to
right.
a break, but on break, we're going to continue to record. It won't be on the podcast. We're going to show people, we're going to go over your website. So if you want to go see those, go to timelinesofsuccess.com, and it'll be episode 258, or you just type in Bill's name, Bill McCready. That's with 2 C's, and you'll find the show. Well, Bill, a couple of seconds silence.
Okay.
Okay, Bill, we're on the break right now, but we're going to go over a couple of sites real fast.
Okay.
It's kind of fun. This will be on YouTube. It won't be on the podcast. So here is your early, 2 years ago, you were on with your wife, and you can sort of see that's a really good episode. And we did a pretty good job, actually. I listened to it today. It's kind of fun. And I haven't seen a huge amount of improvement on all my systems yet. I'm still working at always improving. And Terry was on too. It was a lot of fun. I started initially doing people in Reno, and then we branched out to do people all around the world. And we got some excellent folks from all around the world, but I'm going back now to more Reno people. And because my wife has done so well from the people she's met. So let's go back to one of your ancient sites. This is an HTML site. Look at that picture there. That looks like HTML.
That's it. Oh, you still got that
It
fly
pops
in
up.
there.
You got an ancient pop-up on here that pops up from time to time.
I built that in 1993.
So then it goes here to your shopping cart, and then I'll shoot it back. That's your shopping cart. You've had this for a long time. You had something to do with that shopping cart, didn't you?
Well, I helped fund one shopping cart, and it turns out that Bart, who's helping me with my website, built their initial website. So small collection there, connection.
So this is your ancient. That looks like HTML, but it worked for you, right? You made a lot of money.
It was all HTML. I think it was HTML 3 or 4.
It's actually gorgeous for it to stay. You even had a little player in there.
Yeah, I found a website maker called Hot Dog Pro from Australia and taught me HTML.
So let's go to what's today. So this is your new adventure, getting into WordPress.
Right. This is the futuretrading.secrets.com website. Mm-hmm. With the fly-ins and the captures and the, getting emails and things like that.
Hold a second. We'll go back to this, but I want to drop in a link real fast. Come on. There it goes. This is just a little tool that I use, but folks can see. And we'll go back to your futures.
I forgot to tell you, my blog is written in Genesis.
On Genesis.
Good. Yeah.
Hope we don't have. So this looks, yeah. So this is your site. You've got a book too. We're going to talk about that book when we go back on the podcast. I'm going to keep one of them. Okay. We'll give out 2.
Okay.
People. It's a nice little book. So you're doing all the right things. You got the book. You've got the website. So you're doing it by the book, basically. There's really no secrets, are there? They're just hard work and.
Not really. Just keep cranking.
It's formulas, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a formula, and even the way the website is laid out is a formula. You want to share your pain and then show them how you can solve it, because they've got the same problems.
It's a nice looking site.
Yeah,
it's called anytime you roll like it's called a modern theme. It's modern design.
And it's I don't know what you call it. It goes down to cell phone size.
Yeah, it's responsive. That means responsive.
Yeah, responsive.
So if we go like this is actually the full size. I should really have it open like this because I have on my screen, and that's what it looks like when it comes up on your screen. So if we go responsive, you're talking about this right here. That's responsive.
Right.
And that's what it looks like on a phone, basically. Go all the way to top.
Got to have a quick finger and be able to scroll down a lot.
This is your little set here, course content. You ask questions. It should drop to it. About Bill.
Yeah, I've got about 300 testimonials. My latest guy in Monaco is a Canadian sailor, and he made $8,000 in 20 minutes with my system.
Well, we'll talk about that when we come back, but the idea is to start slow so we don't.
Right.
Big. I mean, what I understand. Yeah. Hey, so let's come off the break where you showed folks on the break. We'll go back and look at this one last thing. So that's your theme right there. And then theme forest. And here's some of your plugins. See, I pulled those up. This is a pretty interesting one right here. Visual Composer. I actually owned that for a while. That's a plugin you use to craft the sites. So let's get out of this. We'll stop sharing. We'll come back to the show. Got to put a couple seconds of silence in so I can find it. Okay, Bill, coming back off the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about your tool and your business, and then hit your success and life principles. So finishing up on your business and your tools, what's been the biggest challenge you've had creating this new course and updating to WordPress?
Well, about 4 years ago, the Russians uploaded all of my proprietary software to Pirate Bay, gave it away on 500 websites, and claimed they gave out 35,000 copies of a $1,500 course. And basically, bottom line, I lost my house, my dog and my pickup kind of thing.
That was a rough time, 2007 and 8.
My income just went from $50,000 a month to nothing. So I had to recreate everything. I recreated the course, recreated the new indicators, and then just rebuilt the website. I started in January and finished in the beginning of April. So it's just kind of, you got to do what you got to do. When you get old like me, you can't go get a job with somebody else. So you might as well make the internet work for you.
That's one thing I think that I'm in my 50s and you're a little older, but that's something as you get older that you could do your entire life if you work. But you got to work at it. You got to learn. You got to stay up with the technology.
You really have to stay up. Because a month now is a year. 10 years ago, it really stuff changes so fast. Even WordPress, all the stuff I learned to do this is probably obsolete by now, but it'll sit there and work for a while. You saw the Venture Plan site, and that one's been up since 1993.
Right. You should go back on timelines. We're doing a special episode 256, and it's going to be about how much WordPress has changed and all the new products that are out. They're bringing down the price of all this automation. And we just cut the show yesterday. So 256 is exactly what we were talking about. So the biggest challenge is just staying current, working and studying, right?
Right. You just got to be in there every day. It's like exercise. If you don't exercise every day, you get out of shape.
I need to exercise more.
That was a dig.
No, you got to exercise to get more done. Hey, let's drive on. Let's talk about your success and life principles. The first one is attitude. What does attitude mean to you?
Well, your attitude is, are you going to move ahead or are you going to go backwards? Right now, if you just sit on your Oakley in a chair watching TV, you're going backwards economically. As fast as you can go. It's light warp speed, you're going backwards. And the economy has changed so much that, everything's a part-time job now, and Obama's kind of crashed everything with the way he's doing the money at the big economic level. And so you've got to create something you can create and control yourself, because trying to get a job is just about impossible.
Okay.
So all the gamers and people like that, I know you're having a great time gaming and doing that and doing a lot of Facebook stuff. But if you're not making money on your Facebook account, you're wasting time and money.
What we're working on our Facebook is we've actually just done some working shows on putting in the widget into your Facebook to drop in a pixel into whoever visits. So it's kind of weird. If you visit someone's website, it drops a pixel on your site or on your account, on your Facebook account. It's kind of interesting. And then
Yeah,
you show
and I listen to a lot of the emails. I watch a lot of the emails I get, and I picked up a little trick of how to get rated in the first page out of 33,000 pages on
for YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And that YouTube ranking gets your top ranking in Google.
Yep. YouTube is a
So you
powerful
can do your
search engine.
advertising in one pop, and it only takes you a 40-second video to do it.
That's
So
why
I
we
bought the
always
course
do video. That's why we're doing this video. I used to just do podcasts without video. We've always done the video, and that really helps on the SEO. Everything it ties, cross pollinates all of our shows.
Right.
So,
and videos didn't even exist when I started.
yeah,
It was all SEO and a bunch of stuff that doesn't apply anymore.
YouTube's just a little over 10 years old, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So belief. The next one is belief. Attitude and belief, those go a lot. They sound a lot like the same thing.
Well, you've got to believe in yourself, in the process you're doing, in the system you're building. In my trading, I've got to believe the signals that I found and trade them out of sheer disbelief. So when I get my 1, 2, 3 signal, I'm going to take that trade, win, lose, or draw. Now, the one thing about trading is you can never tell where the market's going. So you can have a perfect signal and still lose. But if you've done your research right, it's about 80, 90% correct. And once you've done that, it builds a lot of confidence.
Right. That's in what you're doing, believing, confidence.
I mean, I just believe I'm going to win and with no questions asked. I'm not rethinking something or anything else.
Right. It's going to come out okay. Things might be tough, but if you keep on working and driving through your belief, it's going to win.
Well, you can have as many as, statistically, you can have as many as 12 losers in a row, even with a perfect signal. And you have to accept that fact and not bail out in the middle.
Hey, we're talking pre-show. We really get going into this. And we talked about,
and that leads to the next area of commitment. You're committed to do what you started to do, and you're going to see it through. I mean, I ran a couple marathons, and I was committed to do that, but I did the original hit the wall. Okay, I had to actually pick my legs up to make a move the last quarter of a mile.
So, how old were you when you ran those marathons?
Oh, I ran probably 500,000 miles in my life from the time I was 10 years old until 1992. I don't know how old I was then, but I was running with a bunch of Navy SEALs in Hawaii, and they said, "Come on, let's go for a swim." And they hooked me on swimming. I got into marathon swimming. And that's a place where you can't quit in the middle. You are committed. You're in the middle of the ocean with the waves, with the current, with the wind, and you got to keep pumping along or you're going to get rescued by the fire department.
Folks, for those who haven't heard episode 15 of Timelines of Success or Timelines, Bill was a Navy submarine officer. And then he wised up and got out of underneath the ocean.
Swim when I was in the submarine. Actually, my Marine friends took me down to the beach, stepped on my neck, and said, "One a breath, you'll get up." Biggest push-up of my life.
Yes. So,
but I'm addicted now. I still swim 3 to 4 miles a week. I love it.
Hey, you're talking about, I want to go back to belief because you remind me of something.
Okay.
What you reminded me of was that we were talking pre-show about not trying to figure out ways not to lose a lot of money, because that's how people get wiped out in trading. They lose their personal money. Everyone I know
they overtrade
money. So you just do 3 trades a day. And what's the basic formula?
Well, the basic formula, I have 3 signals. So I get the signal 1 wakes me up. If I'm not in, wake up and look for signal 2. If I'm already in, I get out, take half off, or move my stop. When I get signal 2, I'm just about ready to go. And signal 3, that's the trade I'm going to take. Now I have to look for a target. And that target is some support or resistance level, at least 3 to 5 points away from where I am. So if I get 1, 2, 3, and I'm looking for 4, then I just jump in and accept the result. I couldn't get a better signal than that.
This is indexes, right?
Right. So the first signal is early, second signal is right on, and the third signal confirms the previous 2.
So this is the software and program you've developed to find the signals, right? And the
Right.
theory is you win what you win 2 out of 3 or something like that, or 1 out of 2.
Well, yeah. Well, you only have to make money in trading. You don't have to win more than 1 out of 3. Think of
Right.
this: if you have an automated money management system, which is 2 to 1, and a computer can do that for you. If your first trade is a winner, you're up 2 points. Second trade is a loser, you're down to 1, but up 1 net. Lose a third trade, and you're broke even. And so that says 34% is going to make you a winner.
Yeah, 34%. Yeah, what, that 1%.
Well, I don't know if you know the average money manager for hedge funds and things like that. You know how often they win? 40%. But they make money because of the money management approach.
Right. So very good. So
we're going to go into guys I know in the business.
We're going to go into our second break, and we'll come back with how the listener can find you and one last question.
I didn't get your question.
No, we're in a break.
Okay.
Okay, Bill, coming off of a break, we want to know 2 things. First of all, how can the listener find you?
They can go to my website, futurestrading.secrets.com. There's an email there, which is bill@futurestrading.secrets.com, or at capital with an AL at ventureplan.com from my old website.
Very good. And also, you'll find this on show notes at timelinesofsuccess.com, or go to Podcasters Home and you find all the shows. That's podcastershome.com. And this is episode 258. And you just put in Bill McCready with 2 C's, and you'll find the site, you'll find the notes, and you find the links. Well, Bill, one last question, and this is an important question. Since you live in Reno and you live up on the Truckee side, you can drive a Truckee pretty fast all around. Where's your favorite place to eat breakfast?
Peg's Eggs. I mean, they're great. They've won the best breakfast forever in the country. Peg's Eggs.
We've eaten there. Peg's Eggs.
Yeah, you're going to take me there right now, right?
Yeah, I should. We should go out and I could do an omelet. That'd be good. We'll do an omelet today. That sounds great. Early, what time is it? Early, folks, it's about 10:38. This is perfect time to go eat a big omelet. That's good.
And I'm hungry.
We'll do that. We're going to do that, folks. Well, I'm hungry. I'm like, if you're listening to this podcast, no matter where you are, you can always eat a breakfast or eat eggs, especially omelets. That sounds good, Bill. Good way to finish. Okay. Thank you for coming on and coming over into Studio B. We wish you well with the new venture. It's another one and continue to drive on.
You're welcome. It's what we do. Keep moving forward.